All praises to the Most High and Christ. I just want to show you the behavior of the wicked. Not only are the nations, the heathen nations, are wickedly uh, set against us, but so are our own black so-called Israelite brothers and sisters. They are set in a system, and they are working against us for their own interests. So we want to look at this video, and we'll come back with our commentary. We'll come on, cut in, and show you uh, the mindset of these so-called bootlicks and some of the ways they are participating in stealing the glory of the Most High God, taking credit for the changes that's happening uh, in our Israelite, so-called Black Israelite society. And I I just want to tell you, our people are changing, and godliness is coming back on the earth, and the things we used to participate in because we didn't know our identity, we didn't know our worth, our self-worth to God, what he really thought of us. We were taking our identity and our image uh uh from we were taking the knowledge of who we are and the image we should portray here on earth. We were taking those clues from uh our enemies. All right, how people see you is how you usually see yourself. You know, and that in psychology, that's called the self-image or the mirror image. You look at and see how people are portraying you in the media, in all phases of life. You know how they look at you is how you tend to conform the image that they present. That's called the ego. Your ego causes you to perform or conform in your mind and in your behaviors how people expect you to act, right? And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but let's listen to what they are doing when they are stealing the glory of the Most High, and you know laying claim to the work that's being done by the Most High and His chosen. They are taking the credit for it. Let's look.
Contender. In honor of Black History Month and the fact that I've known you a long time, do you want to make some history tonight by letting us know if you intend to become the second Black president?
I am looking forward to winning re-election in November.
I want to stop right there real quick. Now, I was going to say something about him becoming the president, let's see, what was I going to say? Let's listen. We'll go back and hear that again.
Tonight by letting us know if you intend to become the second Black president.
I am looking forward to winning re-election in November.
Oh, I know I was going to say, they are still trying to push the narrative that the only way we're going to win is to participate in this system, this government system, who classified us as worthless and worth nothing and feeble-minded, and they're enemies. So that's the system that they're telling us to. This what this guy is. Look at this face that this demon has on. This demon showing himself out of these men. Look at the face at this preacher. What's his name? Reverend Al. Look at that face he's got. And look at this self-righteous look that this brother has over here. But let's just keep listening.
And continuing to do the work here in Maryland. I mean, we got a great story to tell. We've had historic drops in violent crime. We've had unemployment rate go from 43rd in the country to...
Okay, so that employment rate and all of that stuff, we know that's propaganda. That's butt kissing trying to equate the good thing that's happening in our community to this political system when it's de facto and set against us. So I'm going to show you the reason why crime is down, not only in Baltimore, but all over America as it pertains to Israelites doing crime.
Because salvation is saving you from your enemies. You have to define who your enemies are in order to know who you're going to get saved from. Who are your enemies? Who are your enemies? How do you know what salvation is? Our fathers knew that salvation was being saved from your enemies.
Satan is our enemy. Satan's all our enemy.
Hold on. It tells you that we should be saved from our enemies and from what?
You see what she just said? She said Satan is our enemy. Well, Satan is a spiritual being. He can't work on the earth. Only thing he can do has is the power of suggestion. Just the same way he took Yahushua, who y'all call Jesus Christ, who we call Jesus Christ. He took him up he encouraged him. He was taken up by the Holy Spirit. Let me get this right. He was taken up by the Holy Spirit to be tempted of the devil. The only thing the devil can do is tempt you. He can't make you do anything. He can't take your body and make you do anything. You're drawn away by your own lust. So Satan is not the enemy. It's the people that he gets to work for him is the enemy. Let me show you that. Okay. This is how this works. This is how Satan works on the earth. Verse 12, Romans 6 and 12. And it says, let's see. Okay, Romans 6 and 12. This is how Satan works on the earth. Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal bodies, that ye should obey it in the lust thereof. The lust thereof. Now, I know the Israelite camps, they don't like teaching this because this kind of alludes to your free will. And they say we don't have free will because, God just kind of made that up to make us think we got free will. That's another story. But here it says, James 1 and 13, we're talking about lust, how Satan gets us to do evil. And let's just go ahead and read this. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. No mistranslation, no mistake made. He said, let no man say that I am tempted by God. So that means God do not force you to do evil or cause you to do evil. And he do not tempt you to do evil. For God cannot be tempted with evil. So for God to tempt you to do evil, that means he had to be doing evil. He's doing evil. So it's saying for God to tempt you to do evil means that God is doing evil. Neither tempt he any man to do evil, right? He tests you. But every man is tempted, verse 14, when he is drawn away by his own lust. So I'm showing you lust, how this works, how temptation works. When he said we fighting the devil, we not fighting no devil. The devil can't do nothing. The devil can't be our enemy. Anytime we get tempted, that's not sin. Temptation is not sin. When he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed, you're being enticed. That's not sin. That's the devil doing his work. But he's not making you do anything. He's not attacking you. No, that's not an attack. Because we can fight this devil, this attack, we can fight this with our minds. We are powerful. We have the power to fight this devil. But in captivity, the devil that you're fighting is physical. And we don't have the power to fight them physically. We have to fight them spiritually, which will cause them to flee from us when we resist them, and with us ending up with the victory. It says, then when lust is conceived, you're enticed, lust is conceived, you accept the fact that you say to yourself, I'm going to do this. That's lust conceived. When you make up your mind, I'm going to sin. I'm going to do this one time. It brings forth sin. See? And sin, when it is finished, when you do the sinful act, it brings forth death. So that's how we are fighting. That's how we're fighting the devil in our own lives. That's fighting him spiritual. This, what they're talking about, is a physical war against the devil. How do you how do you have a physical war against an invisible spiritual devil? How do you fight an invisible spiritual devil who don't have a body in a physical body fight? In a physical fight. Thrown in jail, shooting and killing your kids. That ain't no spiritual devil. A spirit can't hold a gun or a rope to hang you with, right? So what are they talking about here? Let's go back. So yeah, let's go ahead and read this again. Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal bodies, that ye should obey it in the lust thereof. So that's how sin reign in your mortal body. That's what it's talking about. They said, let not sin reign in your mortal body. In other words, do not go out daily practicing giving the power of your body, your physical being. Don't give that power to the devil, making place, in other words, giving place for him to come and chastise you, discipline, delete you, scourge you for the Most High, for your sins. So in other words, and then it says, neither yield ye your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin, but yield yourselves unto God. That's how Satan gets in. That's how he's able to launch attack on us, physical attack on us. We go through the spiritual temptation. When we pass that, then Satan has to flee. When we resist spiritual wickedness and not yield our members to do wickedness, then that's resisting the devil, and Satan has to flee. When we yield our members, when we say, okay, we're going to sin, we're going to let our lust entice us, and we're going to conceive sin, and we're going to do the sin, and then what we're going to do is place our bodies in the hands of the tormentor. That's what we're doing. That's how we're fighting the devil, is not sin, and therefore he has no reign over our mortal bodies. But when we sin, he has reign. He has rulership. We're in his jurisdiction for him to harm our mortal body. As simple as that. So I want to get back to, that's 13 minutes. It says, for sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law. That means we're not getting punished for our sins. We got grace. But you know grace can run out on you. It's called a sin unto death. We've sinned so much. When we moved into a reprobate state of reprobate. But not only that, do we lose our mental ability to see ourselves how God sees us, but we see ourselves through the mirror, through the eyes of how the wicked see us. Then they see us worth nothing. We always saying they say we ain't human. Who gives a damn what the devils say about you? Why are you getting hung up in their system saying, oh, I want to be your citizen. I want to be a United States citizen. Please let me be a citizen. Take care of me. I don't want God taking care of me. I don't want him as my king. When you continue to go after U.S. citizenship, you're saying you don't want the Most High God to rule over you. You're yielding your members to the devil. Man, this is deeper than what I thought. I didn't know he was going to get us into all this. God forbid. God forbid. You're not under the law. God has stopped his punishment for you. You're under the curses now, right? Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servant ye are. So when you are his servants, by yielding yourselves to his wicked, like Nate and a couple of these other camps say, we U.S. citizens, we keep your laws. There you go. We U.S. citizens, we keep your laws. Let me see, I gotta get back. All right, I'm back. U.S. citizens, we keep your laws. We're under your jurisdiction. That's how we stay under his jurisdiction. So I don't understand these camps saying we are still in slavery when this is telling you how to get in and out of slavery right here. Whether in sin unto death or obedience unto righteousness, right? So if you want to come out from under his jurisdiction, be obedient to the Most High God. And then you can start establishing your indictments, your punishment for them. You can establish that because they have yielded their members to Satan. They yield their members to Satan. Now you become their masters. See, I know we're gonna take them in captivity, put them in subjection unto the Most High God when Christ comes back and establishing the New Jerusalem. But we can start now speaking those things into existence and indicting them and reading them their charges, what they're doing to us now, not what their ancestors did to us. They are holding the system together that is continuing their jurisdiction and continuing their mastery over us. In other words, forcing us under their jurisdiction. They're continuing their control over us. But when they resist the Most High God, then we become their masters and their police, right? Don't know ye not that the saints shall judge the world? That's happening right now, and we can declare judgment on them if they continue to work for Satan. We can shut him down. We got power over Satan. We can speak it into existence. When the demons saw Jesus, saw Yahweh, we call Jesus Christ. We saw him at the tomb. He went to the tomb, and the man was full of demons. They start hollering, "Hold it! You can't do this to us." Well, he was operating in the same power that we have on the earth over demons. They said, "Hold it! You can't. We know who you are. You Christ. You can't judge us now. You the Son of God. You can't judge us. This ain't your time. This is the time of the Gentiles. We command you," here's what the demon said, "we command you by God that you torment us not." So they were acknowledging that we have the power to torment them by resisting and declaring judgment over the spirits. We can declare them to move out of us, away from us, and have no control and no jurisdiction over us, the demon spirits. So when we declare them, when we chain up those demon spirits from working, we're chaining the people up because the demons work through the people. So you get what we're saying? We're stopping the crime. When we find out who we are and start working spiritually against these demons, then we are stopping the crime. So that takes me back to my objective here. I'm going to show you who's responsible for stopping crime on the earth.
And from the hand of all that hate us. Who was oppressing and hating and making wars against the Jews at this time? No, the Roman Empire.
Right.
Okay, so the Roman Empire. They had to be saved from the Roman Empire. Their children were being murdered by Herod. Pontius Pilate was murdering Galileans while they were doing sacrifices. You had constant killings and infanticides that the Romans were doing. They had to be saved from their enemies. Read on.
To perform the mercy promised to our fathers.
Read that part again.
To perform the mercy promised to our
So
fathers.
there was a promise made to the fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right, that they would be saved from their enemies. Everybody doesn't come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
So how can they receive the promises given to this lineage? It doesn't make any sense. You would have to descend from those men to receive the promises of mercy. Read on.
And to remember his holy covenant.
Who did God make a covenant with? The Israelites. The people that are going to get saved from their enemies are the people who are also bound by a covenant with God. Read.
The oath which he swore to our father,
Everybody's fathers.
to our father, Abraham,
And it went from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob to the 12 tribes. Read on.
that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies,
Right. That's not Satan. It's said enemies. It's not multiple Satans. It's speaking about a nation of people. The Edomites. Right? The Edomites. What demon hates you?
All demons.
All demons.
Name one of them. Name one of them.
Leviathan. You got all the demons, right?
Leviathan. Okay.
All the demons.
Read on. Does the white man hate our people?
Wake him up, Art.
wow!
What is Matthew 28?
Hold on. I posed the question because you had a verse. Does the white man hate our people?
Not all white people hate us.
Hold on. It's a yes or no question.
Do the white people
White people don't hate us. What do you say? Do white people hate our people? No. No. All right, read on.
That he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear.
Might do what?
Might serve him without fear.
Might serve him without fear. Right? So in this captivity, that's an Israelite. A mighty Israelite.
Right.
He's from the tribe of Asher.
Right.
He had a verse.
I had a verse.
So salvation is being delivered from the land of your enemies and understanding who your enemies are. If you know who your enemies are, how are you going to know what salvation takes place?
Can I share
Hold on, he got a verse. I want to hear his verse. I want to hear his verse.
Okay, so just get back to that. We see who our enemies. So this, I know what I want to say. This is the reason. Let me see. No, let me go back here.
I am looking forward to winning re-election in November and continuing to do the work here in Maryland. I mean, we got a great story to tell. We've had historic drops in violent crime. We've had unemployment.
See what I mean? They got a great story to. They got a great story to tell, and they're taking the credit. They're going to take the credit for cleaning up, but we know the reason why. The reason why the earth is, the crime is down. The reason why crime is down is because of those brothers, those Israelites that's on the streets teaching. And we're coming back to the understanding of who we are so we can resist the temptation of Satan. Let me tell you something. I want to say this and then I'll be through. You can't resist the devil if you don't know what sin is. You can't resist the devil if it's in your mind that you cannot live a sinless life. You can't resist the devil when you're thinking he has the power over your body to force you to commit sin out here, right? You can't resist him and you can't stop sinning. So you people who claim to have set some kind of other system in place to debunk the system that you had in place that was working perfectly to force us to yield our members to sin. Why would you change that? Why would you change that and take the credit for it when the Most High God is changing us on the inside? It has nothing to do with you didn't change the system. Right, you didn't give those hoodlums, and you didn't give our people money and give us our inheritance back so we wouldn't have to do crime. You didn't change the system, so you did nothing to prevent crime or to stop crime. So all praises to the Most High. We're going to end it right there, just to kind of show y'all, what these devils are doing, the political devils and the bootlicks and the house, who, the big house. You live in the big house, you do what they tell you to do. You're in the dragon's mouth. So we thank God for all that he is doing to show our brothers. The teaching is putting meat back on the dry bones. The teaching of these laws and who we are, our identity, is waking us up and establishing us from a state of deadness to life, regenerating us. The teaching, the word of the Most High God, helping us to understand who our enemies are. We have to understand that. We have to fight them different. We just can't, we can warn the wicked, but don't waste time being mad at them and what they say. Ignore what they say, right? The little racists that putting us in monkey suits and taking down our history. We don't need all of that. All of that shit is going to be burnt up. Thank you for burning all of that stuff up and removing it from the atmosphere, because God has the record. Everything you've done to us is written down in heaven with our tears that we shed. So no, it don't hurt us for y'all to start taking and destroying evidence. The Most High has all the evidence. He has your confessions. You confess to doing evil to these people. You confess to conspiracy to do evil to us. Wisdom of Solomon 2. You confess. You wrote it down. You said it out of your mouth in the air, and God recorded it. The Most High Yah recorded what y'all saying, what you're doing. Everything you're doing is being recorded. You can't destroy evidence. You might destroy the little physical tokens that you set in place to remind you of the crime, which you call evolution. We call it a crime against humanity. You think because you're able to delete people and don't have a conscience and have the instinct of a beast, that you are God's chosen? Get out of here. He's getting ready to show you. All praises to the Most High.